Welcome back to Joy Tells 2. This is the continuation of the story. The silence in the room was defeating. Amara's eyes burned with tears, but she fought to hold them back. How could this happen? She has loved and trusted both of them. She had treated Ngozi like a sister, offering her a place in her home. And now, here she was betrayed by the two people she held dearest. Amara, it's not what you think, Chuka began. But his words felt hollow, and his voice lacked the conviction he usually carried. Amara's chest tightened. She could barely speak, but the anger, the disbelief, and the hurt were evident in her eyes. How long, Chuka? She finally whispered, her voice trembling. How long had this been going on? Now, if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly do so and hit the notification button. We have lots of stories like this coming your way. Now, let's get back to the story. Chuka lowered his head, unable to meet her gaze. Amara, I'm sorry, he muttered, his voice breaking, but his apology felt insincere. How could he truly apologize for something so deep, something that had shattered their relationship? Ngozi, on the other hand, stood there with a cold, unremorseful expression. She didn't even blink when Amara's gaze fell upon her. You should have known, Ngozi said, her tone almost mocking. You never noticed how much he wanted me. Amara's heart burned at the cruelty in Ngozi's voice. This wasn't a mistake. This was a calculated betrayer. Her own maid. Someone she had trusted. Implicity had taken advantage of her kindness and turned it into something since. Amara felt sick to her stomach. The next day, Amara withdrew to herself. She couldn't bear to look at Chuka, couldn't bring herself to face the reality of what had happened. Her thoughts were consumed with questions. How she had been so blind? How had she allowed this to happen right under her nose? Chuka begged for forgiveness, but Amara couldn't bring herself to trust him again. The man she had loved, the man she had given her heart to, was no longer the same person. The betrayal was too deep, too hurtful, and Ngozi. Amara was done with her. She had trusted her, and Ngozi had taken that trust and trampled on it. Amara knew she had to make a choice. She had to let go. The pain of losing Chika was unbearable, but the realization that she had allowed this to happen out of naivety weighed even more heavy on her heart. She couldn't stay in a marriage where trust has been destroyed so completely. The events of the past few weeks taught Amara a painful lesson. Trust is a fragile thing, and once broken, it is difficult to rebuild. She had allowed her kindness and trust to blind her to the reality of her husband's actions and her maid's true intention. Amara's story is a reminder that we must always trust our instincts and remain vigilant, even when we think we are surrounded by people who have our best interests at heart. Never let anyone take your peace or your words. Though her heart was broken, Amara learned that her happiness and well-being came from within. She would not allow betrayal to define her, and she vowed to rise above the hurts. It would take time, but Amara would rebuild her life stronger than before, with a deeper understanding of the value of self-respect and the importance of setting boundaries in relationship. Finally, Amara moved on, focused on her career and charity work, and surrounded herself with those who truly valued and respected her. The betrayal that once devastated her became the catalyst for her personal growth. She found strength in the adversity and brought. She would never forget the pain. She chose to rise above it. She had learned a hard lesson, but it was one she would carry with her always. Trust, once broken, is hard to repair, but the strength to rebuild yourself is what truly matters. What have you learned from this story? Or have you experienced such in your life or marriage? Let me know in the comment box. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next story. Bye.